Hey guys, just to let you know that we're going to be looking at two replays today. I didn't realise that one of the replays was quite short, and in fact two of the replays are quite short, so it's probably better to put them both together. But it's a duel game today, and we're going to be looking at Red Alert 3, and we're going to be looking at Kane's Wrath. PvP, 1 versus 1 on the Kanes, and a 2 versus 2 on the Red Alert 3. So let's continue with the video, and I hope you enjoy. What is going on, guys? My name is TJ and welcome back to another brand new video. Today we've got another PvP 2 versus 2 on Red Alert 3, my favourite Command & Conquer of all time. And we've got some decent players in the matchup today. Pool Party, which is also a very good map. I play this one quite often. Today in the bottom left hand corner we have the Green Soviets. This is which is super nice to see a Soviet on the map today. Over at the top left hand corner of the map we have got the Yellow Soviets. This one is Error. Top right hand side of the map we've got the Red Empire. This one is Serpent. And the bottom right hand corner of the map is Cyan Empire. This one is K. So we've actually seen all of these players in the last load of replays that I've done recently, so we know these guys know what they're doing when they're playing. Got a Warbear Harassment, taking out the Engineer, which is absolutely huge at start game as well. A bit of cash spent on the Engineer to get the Oil Derrick, and is killed by a Warbear. And I got to stress it, guys, it is a big loss at start game, 100%. Any player would tell you, you lose an Engineer at the very beginning trying to grab that Oil Derrick, it's a huge loss when you've lost that Engineer. Going to be looking at double dojo on the on this side of the map by, of course, Serpent, who's going to be denying the expansion here. Who's going to be getting in both and Error's way. I lost my way of speaking just then. I've done like 3 casts this morning, and my throat feels like I've just swallowed a knife. I had to take a quick break, go and get a drink, and return. Never spoken so much in my life. Going to be looking at the disable ability from the Terror Drone. Is going to be stopping that dojo from running over the infantry. Engineer's going to be trying his absolute best to try and get to this Oil Derrick. Unfortunately, I don't see him getting it anytime soon. There's just no way at this point in time. Terror Drones are going to be stopping the Ore Collector here. Sickle. This is a classic way of playing, and he's actually gone diagonally across the map to get to this player as well, which is quite surprising. Going to be trying to get rid of the dojo. Still had lockdown with the Terror Drone, but unfortunately he's been taken out by the Mega Tengu, and the Imperial Warrior is now slicing through the conscripts here. Sickle's going to be coming down to try and push the units back, get rid of this Mega Tengu. Got a Hammer Tank on the field, which means a super power plant is up and operational. He's going for this third expansion. Hammer Tanks are tremendously deadly when you put them into combination with Sickles and Terror Drones. It's going to be a very nice combo to use to lock down this side of the map. Sickle is still in the base doing harassment on this Ore Collector. He's sent nothing to go and deal with this Sickle yet, so it's actually delayed in his cash flow for a while. Was finally trying to get rid of him mid-air. Wow. Bullfrogs and Hammer Tanks gonna be out on the field. I don't want to be biased here, guys. I love Soviets, and when I see them in a game and they lose it all the time, it breaks my heart. Okay, it crushes it. So I'm really rooting for both of the Soviet players for this game, 100%. But of course, it's always nice to see any player win in a game, especially if they've all been playing to the best of their ability. Mega Tankers are going to be coming in to deal with some Harvester harassment. Flat Troopers are going to be waiting for them in the civilian structures here, which has actually denied the Tengus from coming in to do the extra damage. Bullfrogs also going to be clipping a couple of the Tengus. Hasn't destroyed any of them just yet. Hammer Tanks coming in to try and take the Empire expansion. Leech beams are going to be coming out. Try and grab that secondary cannon on those hammers and make them as deadly as humanly possible. But Kay has managed to push it back, get the walls out, push the hammer tank back, and then try and press a little bit on them with the tank busters and the tsunami tanks. Both players are going to be playing pretty close to each other, Kay and Yuno here. Tengu's are going to be doing some additional damage to the refinery. The Tesla was on his way. He's cancelled it out. He thought, you know what, I'm just going to go for some additional units rather than going for the turret. Expensive turret, I might add. Imperial Warrior going to be clearing out the structure there. Very nice indeed. Yuno's got a slight issue in his main base. Not too bad, but it's a slight issue that he's going to have to try and deal with because those tank busters are going to deal some damage on the harvesters there. Walls are going to be trying to keep those hammer tanks out as long as possible and gather as many tsunami tanks as he can. Unfortunately, he cannot use the VXs because the backup of bullfrogs are really going to lay some additional harassment here. Warbear's going to be trying to take out the tank busters. Unfortunately, he managed to only get one. But the Leech Beam has proven effective and he's grabbed himself a secondary cannon on that hammer tank, which is always very nice to see. Not quite got rid of the Tengus yet. The Tengus are still laying down additional damage. Using the hammers to take down the walls that were placed in his base recently. Additional scouting is going to be going around. A slight harassment here by the civilian structure. There's just one tank buster. It's going to do more or less nothing. But the big devastating part of this is Yuno has managed to grab himself 4 expansions on the map, which is going to really heavily help him here with getting as many hammers out as possible. Serpent's going to be laying down some walls to try and help Kay keep those hammer tanks out of his base, but unfortunately there's just too many hammer tanks here now, and he has managed to get them onto his spam. I imagine he's probably got quite a few in the queue. We could have a quick look. Yeah, he's got the hammers out on a spam right now. Don't blame you. And they're going to be doing some pretty nutty damage. Ooh, Toxic Splat is going to be going down, dealing some additional damage to the tank busters. Going to be keeping them out. And a secondary Toxic Splat is going to be coming down there. There's going to be no infantry for quite some time and no cores. So the cores are going to be coming out and taking some pretty nasty damage if they do come out. Probably best to try and unpack the MCV and potentially run over as many hammer tanks as possible, because I don't see the construction yard going anywhere anytime soon, because the moment it packs up, of course, there you go, it's locked down by the Terror drone. Not really much K could have done in that position at that time. I think he's really needs to get some additional support from Serpent, because it's a pretty nasty hammer tank rush here. Trying to keep him back with the walls, but unfortunately it is just not paying off. Serpent is on his way with the Mega Tengus and some Tsunami tanks and potentially some tank busters. Need to get them there as fast as possible. K, I imagine, is trying to get as many Tsunami tanks out as possible, but unfortunately sitting on just the 3 refineries and low power, it slowed him right up, and Yuno is absolutely shredding through this base here. Terror drone going to be locking down another Tsunami tank. Hammer tanks are going to be taking out that tier 3 Mecha Bay. Huge cost that K had put into that Mecha Bay. I guess he was trying to get the tier 3 on the Mecha Bay to maybe get some King Onis out, but unfortunately with Yuno already in the base, there goes the final Tsunami tank, and he's going to be absolutely shredding through the walls here. Twin blades are going to be coming out onto the map. There goes the leave of the game. K has been given the rest of the map, and it's GG. A pretty fast game. Looking at the time at the moment, I've been recording for about 8 minutes 45, but I imagine you probably knock a minute off that for my starter. I usually start the recording before I start commentating. Again, let's look at the scoreboard today. Person to win the units killed is going to be going to Error. He got 36 unit killed. And the average income per minute, of course, is going to be Yuno with the 4 refineries on the map. 8 minutes 59 to be exact. today we've got some PvP 1v1 on Kane's Wrath. This is something that we have not yet done, and I've picked up a gameplay that apparently is quite fun, so we're going to cast it. Bottom right hand corner of the map today we have green Reaper 17. This is Lamas. In the top left hand corner of the map we have pink Nod. This is going to be Camel. And I gotta say, guys, most of my replays that I cast, Red Alert 3 primarily, have all been sent to me directly on Discord. And this Kane's Wrath, I've literally just picked it up off Game Replays or somewhere. I can't even remember where I got it from now. Just to kind of get the ball rolling on the Kane's Wrath commentaries. I'm a bit noobish when it comes to playstyles and what you should and shouldn't do in Kane's. So I thought we'd just pick up some off Game Replays, and then we can start requesting, or I can start casting ones that people send me. Traditional pushes at the moment. Infantry just scouting the map. He actually ignored the militant squad that's gone down here, and I was going to chase him back up again. But infantry are going to be scouting around, seeing what each other are doing in their builds. Usually it's going to be double refinery, wool factory, 2 to 3 harvesters, and then MCV move. Now you'll probably move the MCV the moment the second refinery goes down. That's usually what you tend to see in the PvP games, but some players like to switch it up sometimes. You can get somebody that goes double wool factory build and just insta rushes attack bikes. You could get Nod players, Scorpion, spamming, or you can get flame tanks or shadow squads. It just depends on what they're feeling at that time. Sometimes you can be surprised at what happens, so it's going to be interesting. But like I said, double refinery, MCV, move, and I think we're probably going to get the same result just down here in a second. I'm not too sure, maybe not. Seekers are going to be out on the field trying to deal with this raider that's scouting his main base at the moment. Typically in Kane's Wrath, especially, players will try to get early scout infantry into each other's bases because they want to see what they're doing, what build they're going. There's so many different types of builds that you could do for Kane's that you always need to know exactly which one are they going for, so I know how to counter it. So, there's the MCV move now. Probably going to put down a power plant and get the power back up. Although now the drop platform is the drone platform is down, you could probably, you could unpower that. You should have enough power for it. Scorpion tank is out on the field. It's definitely going to wreck that Seeker. Although one Scorp on its own isn't really going to do very much in terms of damage to structures. But we are seeing beam cannons coming out, so that's going to be a bit interesting. Not usually something I usually see online when I'm watching PvP. So beam cannons are going to come out. Maybe it's the meta versus Scrin, don't know. If this was a Traveler 59 rather than a Reaper, we'd probably be seeing Disintegrator rushes with fast leg upgrades, but being that it's Reaper 17, I guess Disintegrator is maybe something you see, but I don't know, to be honest. I would suggest Devourers with upgraded infused lasers. Tiberium infused lasers. Got a photon cannon coming down, going to be trying to deal with the Scorpion tank. Unfortunately, we have now got 3 beam cannons approaching the main base here, laying on some raw damage. Absolutely disgusting. Wow. Cloak ability has been used on the infantry. It's just wiped out 3 disintegrator squads, which is a real bad setback for the push here, trying to deal with the beam cannons. Unfortunately, the beam cannons have indeed got the MCV, so Lamas is going to be quite far behind now. No MCV and no air platform to be able to build another MCV from, so it's literally down to the tech that he has, and he's just got to make deal with it. Try and do as best as possible. Disintegrator rushing coming up now, probably going to go around the side and the back of the map to try and take out the first original base, take down the resources, and hope for the best. At the moment, though, it's looking bad. We've got 5 beam cannons going, 6 beam cannons out on the field. He's used the status field on them. Attack bikes are also out, going to be doing some damage onto the harvesters at some point. Disintegrators are going to shred away the militant squads and going to get as close to the beam cannons as possible. I think Camel's going to need to bust out some defenses very soon because those disintegrators are just going to rip it apart. Going to be putting the beam cannons into reverse, and like I thought, we've got some Devourer tanks out in the field, fully charged up with the Tiberium Wars lasers, going to deal some immense damage. Defense turrets are going to be going down to try and deal with the Devourer, but doing hardly any damage. Even the beam cannons are not even targeting it. Sort it out, the man. 2 more Devourer tanks are going to be coming up, not infused this time, so it's going to have standard lasers, but they're still pretty devastating. He really needs to start getting those beam cannons working effectively right now, because the Devourers are just laying waste. Llamas is just going for Devour push at the moment, and like I said, at the back of the base, the disintegrators have taken out both the refineries and all 3 harvesters, which is going to set the economic advantage down and is going to go into favour for Llamas right now. Camel's trying to get them pushed back with the beam cannons and a mass infantry. I think what he's doing is probably making shredder turrets and just selling them off like instantly for the militant squads, for quick militants. But you're going to need some some rocket squads and a combination of militants, and the buzzers are going having a field day munching away on that infantry. It's going to be some nasty losses there for Camel. Llamas is also putting on the pressure to the Tiberium spike, hopefully taking that out to minus down the resources even more, although Camel has got 4 harvesters on that field, and Llamas is sitting on 5, so he did pretty well for resources actually, and drained the main field as well. The only issue is there's no expansion potentials here, so it's just going to be moving the harvesters out into the open to get some more Tiberium. Disintegrators is going to be trying to target that last beam cannon, but unfortunately he didn't get it in time, and the militant squads put an end to those units. Gunwalkers going to be coming in, or should I say Shard Walkers. Going to be doing some pretty nasty damage, taking out that final beam cannon. Laser turrets are going to come down and try and deal with the Shard Walkers, but unfortunately Devourer tanks are coming around the side of the map. He's making as much use as possible of the tech that he actually has and the resources he's currently sitting on, which I imagine is probably ahead of the Nod player by a little bit. Probably best to reverse into your reverse drone, into your repair drones just there, but he's actually pushing to try and get that MCV. If you can lock down the MCV and take it out, you're going to be on an even playing field, because there's no drop zone on the map, it's just double barracks. Llamas is doing some immense damage. The Devourers are raping that MCV, and there it goes, it's absolutely gone. 3 barracks down. Unfortunately, he was out of power. He's just sold off the last 2 remaining laser capacitors. So now it's the case of infantry spam versus 1 portal and 1 warp sphere. Of course, going to be doing some real crazy damage with Corruptors. Corruptors are infantry eaters alongside Buzzers as well. And Buzzers are actually on spam right now from the portal, trying to lay waste to... If you can get rid of all the infantry that's on the map now, you are GG straight away, because you can cover the hands of Nod. But this is quite a comeback. Ended up losing his MCV, didn't get the expansion, and he's limited to the tech that he's on now. Whereas the Nod player had the expansion and the MCV, but unfortunately, the way the game played out, he got flanked and lost the back base, and now he is just losing infantry squad after infantry squad. Buzzards are laying waste. Corruptors also in the back line as well. I think he's just going mass Buzzers, man. That's all you need to do now at this point. You get rid of all the infantry. Yep, there we go. Sell off and it's GG. Camel's been defeated. Well played by Llamas. Very quick game. 9 minutes on recording. Probably about 9 and a bit on game time. Pretty nice indeed. As we always do in these casts, we look at the overall score. So, of course, structures destroyed. Llamas won on that. Units killed, Llamas won on that, and resources. Llamas was actually in front of Camel on resources as well, so that's actually a bit surprising for me. 9 minutes and 11 seconds. We're going to have some more replays coming up very, very soon. I'm just grabbing some off-game replays, but remember, guys, if you want me to cast your games, and they are decent games, action-packed from start to finish, please send them to me on Discord, and I'll cast them for YouTube. As always, thank you all for watching. I hope you've all enjoyed the video. Please don't forget to click the like button, and if you're new around here, press the subscribe button, and I'll see you guys on the next video. Umami asap, sulit na. Umami asap, sulit na.